Shalom, back with part 2. We are hated and persecuted for his name's sake. Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai. All right. All right, let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms 109 and 16. Because that he remembered not to show mercy. See that? Because he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man. And again, who's the poor? Who's the needy? The Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native American. You're the poor, you're the needy, you're the just, you're the righteous, you're the meek. Okay, you're the saints. You understand? All right? That he might even slay the broken in heart. You see that? Okay? And what does it say in Genesis? All right? What does it say in Genesis? Let's go to it. Genesis 27. All right? Where the blessings are at. All right? Genesis 27. And we'll start at verse 38. And this is going to be talking about Esau getting his blessings from his father Isaac. All right? So check this out. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. All right? And this is after we had gotten our blessing. Okay? Which, if you scroll up, you read it in verse 28 and 29 of this same chapter here. Of Genesis 27. All right, let's continue here. And Isaac and his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, right? Do they not have that? Living on the best lands and all that, right? Controlling the whole earth, all that, and the dew of heaven from above, right? So that's their blessing. They're living out their blessing. They're at the end of their kingdom, of their rulership. But do you understand? They're living out their blessing. They're at the end of it. Okay? They're at the end of their little season. All right? All right. And by thy sword, you see this? This is how they got everything. See this? Through bloodshed, through the stealing of lands. All right? Through carnalism. Okay? They're carnal. All right? They're not spiritual. They're not us. And by the sword shalt thou live. All right? And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion. Look that word up again, right? Does he not have dominion? Is he not in the power seat? Yeah. The Lord put him there. All right? Gives it to the basis of men. That thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck. And he was the one who put it on there in the first place. All right? And you'll find other scripture like go to Deuteronomy. What is that? Deuteronomy 28, 48, 49, and 64. Go read those scriptures. All right? All right. So, and Esau hated Jacob, right? Hated his brother. All right? The Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. You see that? All right? Okay? Let me show you what what our blessing is for Jacob. Therefore, the God power give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Right? Now, that part there is very similar to Esau's, right? But this is where it changes. Let the people serve thee, and the nations bow down to thee. You see that? So the other nations have to bow down to us, right? Not only the other 16 heathen nations. Let's continue. Watch and see. Esau too. To be Lord over thy brethren. You see that? To be Lord over thy brethren. Right? Over Esau. Let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. See that? So Esau has to bow down to us. You see that? And cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. You understand? And again, we're going to be the immortal God, kings, and priests of the earth. That's part of our blessing. That's part of our inheritance. You understand that? Okay? Because remember, Yahweh Shai is setting up his kingdom here on the earth. And we Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are co-heirs to that kingdom. Joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, pursuant to Romans 8:17. All right? So let's get back down here. All right? So, again, Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. I just read you the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, see? He said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father, right, who's Isaac, are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. See that? Right? And then we just read about that, right? Didn't we just read about that? Right? Psalms 109:16, right? Because that he remembered not to show mercy, right? So, and again, we've already proven, his perpetual enmity, his perpetual hatred, right? But persecuted the poor and the needy, right? Who's his, his own brother, right? The Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native American, that he might even slay the broken in heart. You see that? And we just read, right? When the days of his father, they're at an end. And after that, he shall slay his brother Jacob. Well, he's been slaying us ever since, all through the generations. You understand that? Nothing new under the sun, people. Let's move on. Let's go to Psalms 119. And 161. Princesses have persecuted me without a cause, but my heart standeth in awe of thy word. See that? Okay? See that? All right? And why is that? Because where there's, there's power in the word of a king. All right? There's power. Give me a minute. This is Escalatius 8:4. Where the word of a king is, there is power. See that? You understand? And who may say unto him, what doest thou? You see that? You understand? So these scriptures, all right, this testimony, this word, there's power that lies here. You understand that? Nothing but power. And again, it's preparing us for rulership, okay, in the kingdom, which is here on the earth. All right? You understand that? All right, let's go to Psalms 143:3. All right. For the enemy have persecuted my soul. He have smitten my life down to the ground. He have made me to dwell in darkness. And again, that's what this place is, people. All right, you're living in darkness. As those that have been long dead. You see that? Spiritually and mentally dead, right? He that wandereth out of the way of understanding what? This truth, wisdom, knowledge, understanding of this word, of this testimony, of these scriptures, shall remain in the congregation of the dead, meaning spiritually and mentally dead. And again, this place is nothing but darkness. All right? Okay, what is that? Job. All right, Job, the 10th chapter. Let's see here. Go to Job, what is that, 10? The last verse here. All right. All right, I'll start at verse 21. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. You see that? That's talking about America, Babylon the Great, people. All right? A land of darkness is darkness itself. You see that? And of the shadow of death, as in the valley of the shadow of death, right? As in the valley of dry bones. You understand that? Okay, Ezekiel chapter 37, right? Without any order. There's no order here. Remember, this is run, right? Who's in the policy? Esau, Edom. That's that man of sin. He's the lawless one, right? Son of perdition, of destruction. He is about death and destruction, okay? That's what he's about, okay? That's the system, the anti-Messiah system that he set up. You understand? Okay? He's the wicked. He was created to be the wicked. Okay? He was created to do all the things he has done and is doing. All right? He was created for that. All right? Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the God power. You understand? Okay? He is that evil and violent man you read about in Psalms 140. Okay? You people understand that? All right? The dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. Okay? That's his part that he plays here on the earth. Okay? All right? All right. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 14 and 6. He smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. See that? In other words, continual, that's part of that word, perpetual. In other words, never ending, forever, everlasting. All right? He that ruled the nations in anger, all right, is persecuted and none hindereth. You see that? Okay, because, right, the curses are going to come on him and he's going to be persecuted. Remember, they're all going into captivity. All right, Esau, Edom, the tabernacles of Edom, plus the other 16 heathen nations. All thy adversaries, what does it say? Let me read it verbatim. And they that devoured thee shall be devoured. This is Jeremiah 30:16. And all thine adversaries, every one of them, not some of them, not a few of them, not one of them or two of them, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. Okay? And they that preyed upon thee will I give thee for a prey. All right? That's what you read over there. Jeremiah 30:16. All right? All right. Let's go to Amos 1:11, right? Because again, we're talking about here, he smote the people with wrath, right? Continual stroke, right? The everlasting, right? Perpetual hatred, all right? That enmity. Let's go to Amos. You know what? We'll do that when we come back. We'll end this here. We'll be right back with part 3. Shalom.